Every fucking week, I'm like, what more do I have to say?
Nothing, by the way.
Absolutely
It's impossible.
nothing. Like,
Yeah.
the jig is up. Thank God.
This is the last one.
This is it. Last week, I was like severely struggling. I'm like, I have nothing to say. All of my opinions at this point are so like lukewarm on their best day.
Yeah.
Nothing new to provide. But then I found out that I didn't actually graduate high school on Saturday, and it revolutionized my whole spirit. I'm going to get my GED.
Good.
It'll get me like 4 more episodes.
Yeah. You can milk content out of that.
Well, I did some practice tests this week. I passed math and I passed language arts, but I failed science and history.
But I want to see you like sitting in a high school class again.
I should redo my senior year.
You should go back and do
I
a
would
class.
fucking
You
kill.
can get a year out of content out of that.
Oh my God. At least.
So then you do Bitch Vibe with like high school seniors.
Oh my God. I'd fucking wreck those hoes. Wreck them.
Or it's like a 21 Jump Street, like you pretend you're still 18 and you kind of like blend in.
I don't think I'm too puffy for that these days. I guess I should introduce you. That's what good hosts do. I am sitting with Gary Janetti. Gary, I have to tell you something.
Yes?
I'm obsessed with you.
I didn't know that. Oh, yay.
No, I've been saving it. Like, I'm going to creep you out and get really fucking weird. I'm
Okay.
a fan of nobody.
Oh.
Like, literally no one. But I'm a fan of you, Gary Janetti.
Thanks, Jackie. I'm very flattered.
When I
Yeah.
got an advance copy of your book, I got like a literal tingle in my vagina. So now I've made you uncomfortable.
You
and we
didn't
can get
actually.
started.
You didn't make me. No, a compliment never makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, no need to worry about that.
I just want to give you a little bit of back history. So you were the executive producer and a writer on Will and Grace, which is very important to me.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like that crafted my personality in ways I can't even explain to you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I affiliate as a bit of a Karen Walker, which is like a little bit more of a jovial spirit and
We love
zest for
Karen.
life. We love Karen.
Yeah.
You're also an author, a Starbucks enthusiast,
Yes.
and everything else under the goddamn sun.
Yeah, Family Guy writer for 25 years.
Family Guy writer for 25 years.
Yeah, since the first episode, on and off. I come and go.
That's
Kind of like, yeah.
unbelievable.
I know. Yeah.
And now you're a goddamn author. You've got a new book. It's coming out when?
July 9.
July 9th, and it's about travel.
Yes, it's about it's called We Are Experiencing a Slight Delay, and it's all travel essays, trips that I've taken with Brad a lot in the book. Trips that I take and I kind of record as I'm taking them, trips that I took as a kid. Just all of my I've always been obsessed with travel and I've loved it. So I kind of just wrote a book about all my kind of travel with some travel tips, favorite places, all that kind of stuff.
But very particular you are.
You know, I am. But I always feel like it's important to know what it is you want, and there's nothing wrong with like like there's I kind of have no. Yeah, I'm very particular.
So am I, so I can relate on a deep, deep level. My husband, anytime we check into a hotel, if we do not switch rooms, it is like my bat mitzvah. Like, it is a very big deal. So now what I do, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is I'll call ahead if I've been somewhere and I'm like, I want an interior room facing this way, this building close to the, like, I give geographical specifics.
Interior though. You never want interior.
Well,
Interior is usually facing like a courtyard, which is always noisy. Like noise bounces off.
I like an interior. It depends on the
no
layout.
Light. Okay.
Because,
It's always, always exterior.
No, I like interior because I think then you're looking in on the juice, on the good stuff. Wouldn't you rather look at a pool than a parking lot?
All the kids screaming in the pool.
Adult pool?
All right, an adult pool. No, I'd rather look at like rooftops, street
Really?
life going on. I want to see kind of the city where I am. Like I want to see where I am in the world. I want to see the ocean. An ocean is not interior does not say ocean, Jackie.
No. I'm not talking an ocean view property. I'm talking, a Napa,
All right. Okay.
Florence.
You know what? Let's just say it's a case-by-case scenario of what hotel you want. But yes, I do exhausting research beforehand.
Right.
And to make sure it's the right, I know the whole layout. when I get to the hotel, I know the property better than the employees. Like, I know the layout.
You're like, emergency exits are here, elevators are here,
the
ice
third
machine.
floor, 314 is the one that actually has a window over the bathtub. And if you notice, it's like, they're like, what?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, they're like, really, a crazy person has walked in. Yeah, it used to be, and before you could really, like, check everything out online and do, like, that lets us really research. Before then, I used to have to do it, like, by reading and calling and talking to people who stayed there. And whenever we would get to a hotel, I would always tell Brad, I was like don't touch your bag. Just put it by the door. Don't open anything. Don't touch anything. Because
don't sit on that fucking bed.
I'm going right to the telephone. I'm like, hey, who's this? Hi, Barbara. This is Gary Janetti. We just checked in. I'm wondering, this room, it feels a little dark, and I noticed there's no balcony and stuff. Can you tell me what other rooms you have? We'll call you back in a few minutes. But, I'm like, you know what, Barbara? We're going to come down right now because we're not staying in this room. Yeah, I'd be like, and Brad would just be like by the door, like waiting to leave. He's
barely
like,
stepping foot in the room.
Yeah. I'm like, never touch anything, never go. Let them know that, thank you. But what else is there?
My husband used to walk in a fucking hotel room and immediately pee. And I was like, we're not staying here. Yeah. We've danced this dance. Like, what are you doing? Now I got a double tip for housekeeping.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even breathe. Don't touch it. It's like the room is still, because, you pee, and that's pretty much like they have to start over again.
Exactly.
Because the room has to go through the whole thing. Yeah, no, don't touch anything. Yeah, now it's like... Yeah, I'll like, let's leave the bags in the lobby. Brad, you stay too.
Totally.
I'll go up just so you like it's like I'm leaving him there as like just so to keep an eye on everything, just so don't forget about us. Totally. Like, this isn't over yet.
Don't get comfortable, anybody. Don't fucking get comfortable.
Yeah.
What's the maximum times that you've moved hotel rooms at one single property?
Many.
Yeah.
And also, I thought, I worked in a hotel, and I've done like every service industry job in the world, by the way. And I worked for years in a hotel, and I was a bellman, which also gave me a lot of insight into like how to deal with being in a hotel.
You're making excuses for your behavior.
No, I'm always like, if you're nice, if you're totally nice about everything and you're super chill, like we're always just lovely. It's like, hey, if there's anything, it's like people don't care. Right. It's like, it's not my hotel. It's like, if you have another room, let's stick them in it. Because I always know there's another room. There's always always another room.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll move tomorrow too. I'm not the kind of person. Some people are like, once I unpack, I couldn't possibly move. I'm like, can I curse?
Oh
yeah. I'm like, what's fucking wrong with you? Of course you can move. He's like, you don't move. Just tell them, like, can you just move me? And then it's like, it's even better because then you come back from like, lunch or walking around, and you're in another room. Like,
life is about
so
upgrading.
Nice. Yeah.
Period.
100% travel, and then it becomes kind of like a game too. So then it also becomes a disease because I'm like, what can we, what can we get like that's better? Like, there's got to be something better in here.
1,000%. It's a life philosophy.
It is, yeah. But I'll always, we'll switch rooms. I'll switch hotels. I'll have backup hotels. If it's a place that we haven't been, and I've studied that. Sometimes it's like between two hotels, and I'm like, which one? I don't know. I'll do my exhaustive research, but there's nothing like boots on the ground. You really have to go. And then you're like, now I get it because I'm here. And I picked the wrong one. I'm like, fuck. It was the other one. So I have to extract myself from this hotel and get myself into the other hotel. So we'll spend an entire day at least when people are like sweating, sitting on our bags, huddled in a corner, plotting and figuring out it and unraveling
Brad's
and
pacing,
redoing.
You're schwitzing.
Yeah, and I'm like, let's just get it right. Like, I'm just not the kind of person who could be like, oh, well, next time.
Never.
I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to Portugal again, so why don't I be in the place I want to be this time, while I'm here. I do become a little nutty.
For sure. You're kind of like Bethany Frankel in Cartagena. Remember when they check in to the Tinsley's Airbnb?
Yeah, I remember that, of course, that episode.
Who could forget?
Those episodes, I should say.
Oh, God.
As if that all of it could have been contained in 44 minutes, yeah.
The golden years of television.
4 years, yeah. That Cartagena trip was one of the best trips.
What is your favorite Real Housewives franchise?
Oh, Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, Jersey. It's always been Jersey.
Wait, why?
Well, I'm Italian,
Okay.
Italian American. I'm New York, but it's like I didn't grow up in New York City. I grew up in Queens.
Okay.
So I kind of like understand like those women. I kind of
Okay.
grew up around.
They feel familiar.
Yeah, I know that kind of thing, and I like it. You know,
Yeah.
the Sunday sauce they're making. You know what I mean? And there's something about Jersey that's always been kind of down to earth and also volatile.
Beyond.
And so yes, I have a soft spot for Jersey. I really like Jersey. Yeah, I think I watched it like every season. Every Housewives, though, there's one year we've
Taken
fallen off. Yeah, because there's always one funky year. And I think Jersey had it when like everybody left except Teresa and Melissa, and then they got all these
Amber,
new people.
remember Amber?
Oh yeah, I didn't like that was the year I dropped off.
Yeah.
And there were twins, and one
Oh my
was
God.
about like one of the twins' husbands was fucking their mother. Or, like that was the rumor that was, and it was so upsetting. I was like, is this what's happening? Like
Totally.
this is so horrible. Like this is like yeah, I don't care for this. And who are these people?
They were one seasoners.
No,
and
yeah.
even with that level of drama, this is how you know you suck as a housewife. If your sister's husband is fucking your mom and you still can't last,
Yes.
that's a you thing.
If you can't stretch that out to at least a 4-year commitment on the series, I know.
It's a Viva Drescher, too.
It was too much too soon, though. It was like they should have got us there in like the 3rd year that they were on it, so we were invested. It's kind of like you can't throw too many new people at me at once.
No, I see.
I watch it. You can't see me if you're listening, but I'm crossing my arms because I'm like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know if if you've got to prove yourself first, like
100%.
and then but it's like the people that have been there for years. I'm always kind of like
You're invested.
Yeah, totally invested.
I rewatch Real Housewives of New York. I mean, I go through the entirety of the series and then I just kick it back from ground zero.
I've never done that. That seems
No, you
really?
have to.
Okay.
Okay.
That seems.
No, you have to. If I had
That
3
seems
wishes.
a little insane.
No, it is.
Okay, but yet I
No.
could.
It is nostalgia. It is grounding. It shows, and it's kind of like makes you reflect on your growth as a human because you remember where you were when Jill and Bethany stopped speaking, when Bethany got her skinny girl deal, when Countess Luann got divorced and fucked the pirate. Like, it's
that was good. That was the year she was a friend, and she was like, "You've never seen," because I don't forget anything. I'm like, oh, I was like, literally, like they made her be a friend. I was like, Andy, Luann's a friend. She gives so much, and it's like, well, she's gonna have to give some more. She wants to stay on, and she did.
And she did.
She was like, yeah, all right. She's like, I'll do this, and I'll work my ass off, and I'm back. And it's like people forget she had that, year.
Exile à Francais.
Yeah.
Who could fucking forget?
Yeah, she.
Next year, she was falling in a bush. I mean, come on.
I know the etiquette expert too, which is like I've never met anybody who had less likely to write an etiquette book.
Right, but you forget unless you revisit.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, I love this sponsor. So as we all know, I just got back from Vegas, the breeding ground for literally every disease known to man. Luckily, I've been consistently taking Armra Colostrum, which has really boosted my immune system. Not even Vegas can take a bitch down now. Armra Colostrum is a proprietary concentrate of bovine colostrum that harnesses over 400 functional nutrients to strengthen your immune barriers, your body's inside suit of armor, and first line of defense against harmful particles from the environment that can trigger inflammation and make you sick. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life and is an exclusive source of all the essential nutrients we need in order to thrive. Armra Colostrum strengthens immunity, ignites metabolism, fortifies gut health, promotes hair growth and skin radiance, and powers fitness, performance, and recovery. Armra Colostrum strengthens in all 4 layers of your gut wall, where 80% of your immune cells are housed. When the immune barriers of your gut are compromised, you are left vulnerable, okay? The body's gut wall system is your critical line of defense against particles from the environment that makes you sick. I raw dog a scoop of Armra Colostrum every single morning and often throughout the day, and I cannot tell you how hard I back this product. If you have not tried it, please do. It's going to change your life. We have worked out a special offer for my audience. Receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/Bible or enter code BIBLE to get 15% off your first order. That is TRYARMRA.com/Bible. This week's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. As much as I love cyberbullying, sometimes being on the internet too much is a problem. It can be hard not to compare yourself to all the Valencia-filtered lives of influencers eating a quinoa salad in a bikini on a beach in Capri, okay? It might look like they have it all together on their Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't, okay? Therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. It's honestly been a traumatic year for me, okay? And I'm glad that I have all the coping skills that therapy has taught me. Therapy is a great tool for everyone. It can empower you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, BetterHelp is a great place to start. It's entirely online and it is designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and BetterHelp's going to match you with a licensed therapist. It's just that easy. Also, you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing, baby, with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/bitchbible today to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/bitchbible.
I also, when I was pregnant, I rewatched Will and Grace from the very beginning all the way through, all over again. And it was like the warmest hug.
How long ago was this?
Last year.
Okay. I actually never watched it. Isn't that funny? I never watched it. I mean, the episodes, I wasn't on it from the beginning.
Right.
And at the time, we didn't stream shows and you didn't, there wasn't even a DVR. I think, you could obviously record, but you didn't record it. You would watch it like, TV was like Thursday nights. That's the night that, Friends and Will and Grace is on. So I like to be home. You weren't home so when you were home, you caught it. Like I'd seen it enough times.
Yeah.
I knew the show, but I never watched you never watch every episode of things the way you do now.
Totally.
And there were so many I hadn't seen in the first years. So literally in the last year, for the very first time, I watched it, and I was like, oh, I didn't know if it was going to hold up or what. And I was like, the show is so funny.
It is.
I was very
so funny.
I was very pleased. And this is episodes before I was on the show, so because they're all completely new to me.
Yeah.
And I was watching them all like a fan for the first time, and they were. Yeah, terrific. I know. It was very funny.
It got better when you joined. No, I'm telling you. Because sometimes I make my husband watch it, and he's like, like a heterosexual, like, music producer who, like, doesn't think anything is funny. And I would, like, pilfer through certain episodes. I'm like, oh, this is a good one. And they're always yours, Gary.
Aw.
It's true.
Thank you.
And he laughed his ass off. Now that I have you in my talons, I really need to, like, dissect your brain on a lot of things that keep me up at night. So I never do this, but I have a list for you.
Okay, shoot.
And I want your, they could be cold takes. They could be hot takes. They could be lukewarm takes. There could be no takes. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Do whatever you feel, Gary.
Right. Okay.
How do you feel about children flying in business class or first class, Kevin?
Oh, I actually don't. I will tell you I don't have a problem with children flying in business or first or wherever they put them. Ugh. I mean, I think it's going to, fuck them up later in life because I still sit in business class and I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. And I'm in my 50s.
Totally.
Because, I, as a kid, it was like, keep walking, up until I was,
everyone was
30
famous
something.
in business
so
class.
did I. I was like, look at them. I was even like, we shouldn't even look. I was very much like, I was so happy to be going anywhere. I didn't really care that much, but it was like it gave me something to aspire to. So all these kids that are in these pods by themselves watching movies, I'm like, yeah, good luck with your, enjoy your years in rehab, trying to get any kind of pleasure or joy out of life, but you can't because you've been in, first class pods since you were 2 on your way to an Amman resort in the Maldives.
So fucked up.
So as far as that goes, but as a person seeing them there, it doesn't bother me. It
bothers me.
Yeah, I find kids usually settle down and they're in it. It's rare that you get one, and even if a kid cries, I don't mind it. I'll tell you what I saw, why I became like that. Actually, I'm very chill about it. Mm-hmm. When I was, I think one of the first flights that I did take in it when I was probably like around in my early 30s. 30, there was a woman traveling alone with a baby, an infant, and the infant was screaming on the plane, and everybody was like, this is business. How dare? And people were kind of like, over. And I was like, I didn't expect this to happen, even thinking. And then, but she was near me and I could see, she was so stressed. She was crying. She was she was just crying, holding the kid. And I was like, this is shitty. It's like, it's not that, like, why are people being like, it's like the
she's
kids,
not having a good time.
Yeah, like the kids, I was just like, ick. I don't want to feed into that thing of like, I was like, and ever since then, it never bothered me. And I kind of said hi to her and I was like, oh, it's fine. It's like, and the kid eventually stopped and it wasn't that big a deal. But it doesn't really freak me out, I should say.
That's evolved of you. See,
thank you.
As a new mother.
But it's because of that moment. Like, I wouldn't be bummed. Like, if you came on the plane with, what do you have?
10-month-old boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. And you sat.
By the way, I'd be bummed.
Yeah, if you sat, like,
I'm bummed
I would be fine.
Here's my predicament because
I prefer, given my choice, I prefer like a gay person with ear pods in.
And Lysol wipes, of course.
And Lysol wipes.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm struggling because I have been pretty vocal in the past about, like, you go to a nice hotel and you get some fucking kid screaming at the pool.
That's different to me.
Annoying.
Yeah.
Annoying. And then, or you're flying business class international, you got some fucking kid in a pod screaming and wiping their boogers on the screen. That's annoying. But now that I have a baby, for the record, I'd pop that bitch in cargo if I could. If I could put him in a little crate with some holes and a bowl of puffs, I'd do it if it was safe.
Well, yeah, can't you stick him in the back of the plane with a nanny? I've seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, honey. I'll see you when we get to Paris.
1,000%. That is the game plan moving forward. It will be the back of the plane. Yeah. You don't know me. Yes. Don't look at me. I'm not your mother.
Yes, you're
for sure.
I think you're in 57J.
Yeah, see you when you get through customs, bitch. But
I'm in 1A, and your ticket says, 93X.
Boarding group 14. You don't know me for the next 10 hours. So I'm taking him to London for Christmas.
Oh, fantastic.
So he's free to fly under 2. Okay. So I either stick him alone in economy, or I have to share my fucking pod with him.
Oh, you have to share it?
Yeah, I'm not buying him his own fucking pod. Like, that's also not happening. So now I'm that person, and I'm a little freaked out about it. We have flown with him before, and he was spectacular, but he's going to be like 1.5. He's going to be walking.
Can't you give him a little something to knock him out?
Probably.
They do that, right?
I would 100% do that.
Yeah.
Baby melatonin with like a little side of Benadryl. You know what I'm saying?
They used to give kids a little shot of like whiskey or something. Like, go to sleep.
I mean,
you'll be fine.
I'll deny this publicly, but when he was teething, I 100% put a little beluga vodka on his gums.
No, it's good. They get a taste for it early.
It's antiseptic. It's medicinal. It's fine. So I'm just like, praying to whoever.
I think that'll be fine.
You think so?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so let's talk about kids in luxury hotels.
Okay, go.
It's a fine line. Like, I believe in babysitters. I believe in childcare, whether you're on a family trip or not. I think that there is a certain level of a resort where if people are there on their honeymoon, this is a bucket list thing. Don't bring your crying kid in his fucking, underwater diapers to the adult pool.
Okay. Here's my feeling, though.
Which I've done before recently, but go ahead.
The people with the most money have the most awful kids, usually, right?
Totally.
It goes hand in hand, because I, by the way, grew up very, Queens. Mm-hmm. It was we had a very, we were taught manners, we were quiet, it was adult, you couldn't get, what I see kids get away with. And then you go and you stay to... I have no problem with kids. I actually like kids. I don't care if I see kids around the hotel. Yeah. To me, the big thing is... families. When it's a big family and they camp out and they're screaming to each other over, and then it's Brad and I with our little sunglasses, our book, and our Diet Coke, huddled over
and
our
wipes.
Little loungers and our Lysol wipes. Totally readying our spot, getting obviously the best spot that we've been staking out like lunatics, and then I have become friends with the guy who's in charge of the pool. That's all been done. But a family can come, they just take over. It's like there's 3 kids, there's the parents, there's a person, they're screaming to each other. They're screaming in the pool. And to me, it's just so shitty. I'm like, this isn't your, how also what you're teaching your kids is it's so it's so unpleasant. Like, I literally don't mind kids at all, but it's a big family. Yeah. And then they just come and then they're like, I would be mortified, by the way.
They bring their coolers.
Brad and I'm always like, if a chair is kind of close, I'm like, do you need this? Like, I'm like, let's set our ground rules of how we're going to just treat each other. Like, like this is going to be great. We're all going to be chill.
Totally.
It's going to be really relaxing and beautiful. And look, here we are on the Amalfi Coast. And isn't this is a dream come true? And then suddenly you have fucking, 10 people from the Upper East Side screaming at each other, and the kids yell, "Mommy, get me my aunt!" I'm like, tell the kid not to, and
like, you're lucky to be here. This is me and my husband talk about this all the time because we travel a lot.
Yeah, that's the pits.
And it's like we either leave him fucking home or we have to bring him. But I grew up going to like the Hyatt Grand Champions in Palm Desert once a year. That was like we really popped off the pages. That was a very big deal. And my parents ditched us. They were like, you go to the fucking water slide. Yeah. You don't know us.
That's nice.
Have a chicken tender and don't be a pain in the ass. So now that I have a baby, I gotta fucking bring him. But I want him to know that like he is barely there. He is only there because it's easier for us to bring him. And in the real world, like he's going to be going on a Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Completely. Also, but like teach him to like calm down. Kids are already so extra to begin with. It's like just take it down a fucking notch.
Read the temperature of the room.
Yeah, like we get it.
I want him like rolling chilled towels and walking around the pool.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Cleaning people's sunglasses.
Like they should be like when dogs get the zoomies and then they tire themselves out. It's like stick them somewhere so they tire themselves out. Then bring them, out by the kind of pool. There's always like a children's play area or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
put
let
them
them
in a kids'
exhaust
camp.
them first,
and then put them to work.
And then they can come when they know how to behave.
1,000%. I feel like it's very out of fashion to say these days.
But rich people don't like to discipline their kids.
I am gonna strap some fucking sponges
They're not.
on
You
that
see,
kid's
it's
knees.
like why is this kid? What's this kid doing here anyway? He's not appreciating it.
No, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already like workshopped what I'm gonna say to my child through the entirety of his life. Like, you're barely fucking here. Period. You do not deserve this trip. You are here by proxy. Of our hard work, and you don't deserve
100%.
And get to work. Start offering some fucking Pellegrinos and like some Evian mist.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, start wiping down the loungers.
Lysol wipes.
Taking all the wet soppy towels and dumping them in that big basket, and
Exactly. Earn your keep.
Tidy up.
How do you feel about fake indoor plants?
Hate fake indoor plants. Hate these.
Disgusting.
Also,
right?
why? It's like, what is it showing? Also, what I hate as much, if you've seen in New York City, they do it in London. So when you go to London, watch out. I'm seeing this, and I can't believe there are all these storefronts have all these fake flowers around
everywhere.
Because people like to take Instagram photos with them. I found out, which is so. I'm like, plastic like you want to take photos with plastic flowers? It's fucking London. Go to the botanical garden. Like, it's the most beautiful gardens in the world because it rains,
it's
all
such
the
a
time.
lush climate.
Yeah, so you don't need fake flowers and fake indoor plants. Like, what's that saying?
Like, it's just...
I'm too lazy to even deal with a plant.
Yeah.
So if you glance at this thing, it'll kind of give you the idea of what a plant is.
And by the way, there's not one in here. There's fucking 4.
They have dust on them.
They're disgusting. Yeah. And there's like a variety.
No, I hate indoor. It's like fake flowers. Like, just no, you don't need anything.
You could forage on the side of the street and get some rogue bougainvillea, put it in a pot, and then you've got some greenery.
The first thing I do is if you go to a restaurant sometimes and there are flowers as you're walking in, as I walk by, I'm always touching the leaves. I'm like, I'm like, fake. It's like fake. I'm like, so, all right, so now I already don't like the place.
Right, because you're like, business isn't great. You couldn't go pick up a fucking orchid at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, genius idea was like, let's put fake flowers. We don't have to bother with it. Well, then I'm not going to bother coming back.
Totally.
Yeah,
sometimes
you can't bother with like creating an environment that's nicer than,
Fraudulent.
Yeah, it's fraudulent.
It's fraudulent.
I hate. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Nobody's ever asked me how I felt about indoor plants.
No, I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah, the only thing that's worse are fake indoor flowers.
Terrible. Like that rogue, peony with the fake water. It is such a fucking blow mind. I went to a restaurant recently, like a local restaurant, and I said to them, because I know everybody at every fucking restaurant, and I hadn't really been there for dinner.
Okay.
And, normally they'll have like a little vase with like they'll go buy one thing at Trader Joe's and they'll clip like one stem and throw it in a vase. And I'm like, you know what?
I'll
Fine.
take it.
I'll fucking take it. It's a vibe.
If it's real, I'm like, yeah, cute. Yeah.
There's an effort level there, okay?
Of course.
But then I went for dinner and they removed the singular filler flower and then there was nothing on the table. I called over the manager. I was like, Amy, I love you like a sister. We got to get some votives on these tables, like immediately. The music needs to be a little bit louder, the lights need to be a little bit lower, and we need candles. It will transform the whole fucking place. They got votives.
But all the way, you shouldn't have to be doing that, Jackie.
Like
are you on retainer?
No.
No. Also, lower the lights restaurants. By the way, I hate a brightly lit restaurant.
It's like, am I going into surgery?
Yeah. Is it a high school cafeteria?
Yeah. No.
How do you not know? Lighting is so important.
It's like mental institution. When the lights are too bright, it's like I want to be barely grappling for a fork.
Are you kidding? Yeah, Brad and I spend most of our day lowering the lights in the house. Like, bring this to who raised this? Like, lower it. Yeah.
Everything needs to be on a dimmer.
If it's not on a dimmer,
forget about it. Cut the wires.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like,
really genuinely keeps me up at night.
God.
We're on a kick here.
I'm gonna sound like a lunatic.
Not on this podcast.
Okay, good.
Oh, this is the safest place you could ever fucking be.
Okay, our people are gonna be like, what is wrong with him? Oh my God.
No.
That queen she had on the other day.
No.
Who was he?
Gary, on the Richter scale.
Okay.
We're at a 2 right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I'll send you some fucking episodes. You're gonna put me in a 5150.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know.
I did 45 minutes about accidentally waxing my vagina shut, gluing my vagina shut.
Okay.
So this is like nothing. And I'll just go. I did 45 minutes on floating shelves one day.
Okay.
So we're totally fine.
Good.
How do you feel about heels by a pool?
I wouldn't even notice. Heels by a pool.
Okay.
Yeah, there's certain things that I don't, but I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's so like Europe, clomp,
very Ramona
clomp.
Singer.
Yeah, heels by a pool is fine.
And Euro trash.
Yeah. I think I'm fine with heels by a pool.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Surprising.
There is nothing, and I mean nothing, I loathe more than the week before my period, okay? The moodiness, the cravings, the breakouts. It's horrible. And what makes me most upset is that men never have to deal with it, okay? I make Andrew suffer with me through being extra psychotic that week. Luckily, it's so much easier to manage PMS with Estrocontrol. Estrocontrol is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Thank God. Estrocontrol contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, so it is perfect for premenopausal women who suffer from PMS. Ding, ding, ding. The ingredients in Estrocontrol help support the liver where estrogen is processed. So when the estrogen isn't processed well in the liver, women may start having PMS and all the terrible symptoms with it, okay? Spots on the skin, cravings, feeling low out of nowhere. Ugh, the worst. Now with Estrocontrol, you don't have to lose a week out of every month because of PMS. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Jackie at checkout.
Let's talk about Bethany Frankel.
Okay.
What do you think's going on?
I'm not aware of what's happening. I will say so. I
Are you living in the dark on purpose because you want to protect yourself?
No, I don't really know. Like, I mean, is there something going on? So I'm not aware.
Oh,
so I don't know if I'm going to be able to participate.
Okay, Gary, there's a lot of things going on.
I know something happened at Chanel.
Oh, God.
But I don't know what happened.
I blocked all of that out.
I don't know.
Bethany Frankel is having what could only be described as some form of a digital break. Like something is going on. Okay, the call is coming from inside the house, and the house is in the Hamptons, and it's got repurposed Target furniture on the deck. It's a lot of things. We won't get into it. It keeps me up at night. I can't fucking get over it.
I really don't have anything to kind of, just because I haven't been following,
That's good. Protect yourself. Stay in the dark. Stay in the dark. How do you feel about eyelash extensions?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. I've never been asked that before. I didn't even know. I guess I knew it was a thing. That's the kind of thing that Brad notices and then will tell me. There are certain things that I completely never notice. Like if somebody's been doing cocaine in a bathroom and they come out and they're kind of acting like agitated and they're white around their nose, I would be completely oblivious to it. Like I wouldn't know. I would just be like, oh, that person was annoying. And then Brad would be like, because they were coked out of their minds. And I was like, what? How do you know? I'm like, how do you not know? They just went into the bathroom and came. I was like, oh, I would have never known. So same thing with eyelash extensions. He would be like, usually with what happens now with Brad, like told me, we're watching a show and like somebody's, first of all actors now wear wigs, like wigs. Every actress is in a wig. And I'm like, stop wearing wigs. It drives me insane. But I didn't notice it. When it's good, obviously you shouldn't notice it. But Brad brings it to my attention and shows me where to look to see the lace front and how you can notice. So now, no matter what we watch, I'm only looking at the hair and the wigs, and I'll just be like, "Is she wearing a wig? Is that a wig?" We just watched Mary and George, and then
I just saw a billboard for that. How was it?
Really good.
It's good.
And then Nicholas Galitzine, a year goes by and his hair gets longer, and I was like, "Oh, I guess that's a wig now." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good wig." And then we just finished watching the whole thing, and he was like, "And Julianne Moore's wigs were great." I was like, "She was wearing a wig too?" Like everybody's wearing. So I get focused on like now that's all I see. A thing I never looked at. So the same thing is the eyelash extensions. It'll be like I never notice eyelashes, and then if that's brought to my attention, and Brad's like, "Look at the eyelash extensions," then I'm looking at everybody's
I'm not wearing them. I think that
I can see you're not.
I hate them.
Yeah. But again, it's not something that I've been super aware of, or it's like one of those things. It's like I just don't notice it. It would have to be like Phaedra Parks level eyelash extensions, in which case it's part of her. It's part of her look, which is funny and not funny, but which is kind of
funny.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like she's doing it intentionally. Like it's exaggerated
for sure.
on purpose, and it works because I love her, and I think that's kind of a neat thing. But that's when I would notice it. Like it would have to be that extreme.
Everyday eyelash extensions.
But I didn't know it was like such a big thing.
Oh, it's a big thing. It's a pandemic, dare I say.
I feel like I used to have like really good eyelashes when I was in my 20s and stuff. So I miss that,
A little Latisse?
Black. Yeah, so maybe I should add some eyelashes.
I used to have good ones too, but they fell out after I had my crutch goblin. Took all the hair away from me.
You don't have any more.
I know. I keep going back and forth because I'm like...
One is plenty.
One is plenty, but he's kind of high maintenance, and I'd like him to have a friend so I don't have to do all the heavy lifting.
It could backfire.
I know.
You could get a dud.
Oh, God.
Some kids are duds.
No, 100%.
They're people. Like I don't like all people. You don't like all kids, and you can tell early. Sometimes I meet one, I'm like, this one's a dud.
I know. See, I thought my son was super cute at the beginning, but now I look back and he was 100% not cute. But now I'm pretty sure he's gorgeous.
Okay.
But his personality hasn't fully formed yet, so I don't really know what we're working with.
If he's good looking, you don't have to worry about his personality.
Half the battle.
Yeah. Half the 3/4 of the battle.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Nurture that.
But me and my husband kind of look alike, and I was very worried about my son looking inbred, which so far he doesn't.
My parents, by the way, look alike too. They looked alike, and my sister and myself, we look similar. All four of us kind of look alike.
Right.
So yes, I understand that.
But, I mean like wonky. I don't want a wonky looking kid because I'm going to know. And if you just look at humans as a whole, round up a group of 20. There's only one really pretty one really smart one, and one really successful one. So the odds are not in our favor as humans.
For anything. So
to bring another one, it's kind of rolling the dice.
Good luck to you, Jackie.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. How do you feel about Birkin bags, Gary?
Oh, also, I could care less. Couldn't care less. I once said I could care less. Like, then I couldn't care less.
Oh, fuck 'em.
They're both right. But in any event, no, I don't care. I think they're stupid.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's
expensive.
Not a Birkin bag. Yeah, I couldn't tell a fake from a real one.
Me either.
Also, and I know they're crazy expensive. I don't get. That's a thing that I'm like, eh. I'm also not like a jewelry person either. Like, I don't have any jewelry except the ring that I'm wearing that Brad gave me when we got married. But I was like, okay, I'll wear this. But I don't like watches, jewelry. It's just not my kind of vibe.
Yeah,
So
I like
a Birkin
that. That's
bag,
elevated and intellectual.
Yeah.
It is.
So like whatever.
Tasteful.
Brad likes jewelry and bags and things, but I'm like, I mean, but yeah, a Birkin bag I just think is kind of dumb. But also
So
like
dumb.
I also, I don't give a shit.
But like I'd take one if someone gave it to me for free.
By the way, so would I.
By the way, next time we see each other, we're both rolling in
Anything
with crocodile
that gets sent to our house, the first thing I do that it comes in, the first thing I'm doing is Googling. I'm like, I think this could be like, to see how much it's worth. And then I'll be like, oh, wait. It's only $300. Not that that's nothing, but I'd be like, I'm originally thinking like, I think this is $5,000.
Yeah.
What is? And then I'm like, oh God, okay.
I do that when people bring wine to my house too, which is so tacky.
Don't do it when I bring wine. I'll tell the price will still be on it, Jackie. I'll tell you, it'll be Whispering Angel from Pavilions.
And I'm down for that.
I know, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be $25.
When you get like a Rogue bottle of red, like a Bordeaux, I'm like, this could be $5.99 or this could be like maybe $65.99, and I just want to know where I stand with my people.
I understand.
Like the effort level, it's tacky, but here we are.
Give me another one.
What is your favorite travel location and your favorite hotel of all time?
Oh, okay. That's good. What's my favorite travel location? I'm going to say, because it's kind of a little sentimental, and I'm not particularly a sentimental person, but it would be Mykonos and the Belvedere Hotel, because that's where I met Brad, and that's where I was staying when I met Brad, and he came back with me to the hotel, and we have been going back to that hotel ever since, and it's very, it's not like the most luxurious hotel, it's actually, it's in town, but it's super... I do believe sometimes, hotels kind of have a soul, like they have a real personality.
Yes.
And that hotel has one, and it's fabulous in town. I just love it. There are bigger rooms and with their own private pools and crazy things.
Yeah.
But it's right in town, and it's a view of the sunset. It's got a great energy, and we've been going for over 20 years. That's where I met Brad. What's his name? Brad.
Who's he?
Yeah, I'm so caffeinated on Mykonos, and... we've been going back ever since. He actually came back with me to LA from that trip. He came. So we met on vacation, completely random. He walked by me in a restaurant. And I thought he was, hot, and I started talking to him, and we haven't been apart since.
That's wild.
Yeah, and he literally a few days out. We spent a week together in Greece, and then a few days later he came to LA to visit. I'm making air quotes, listeners, to visit. We were like, let's see how this goes. We'll just take it one day at a time, no expectations, and we'll play it by ear. And I'm still saying that 23 years later. I'm like, let's just see how it goes. Take it one day at a time. We'll play it by ear.
Don't you think that's the secret for like a long-lasting relationship? Is just not like this ideal that we're together forever.
I agree. By the way, I don't think I've ever said together. I was like, I hate the idea of like having to say, we're going to be together forever. It's like, why do we have to say that? Because it's like, I don't know what forever is, how we're both going to kind of grow and evolve as people, and how we're going to feel about each other. And, but it's like if we check in, occasionally, like, how's it going for you? I'm still good. Are you good? Like, I'm good.
Are we vibing still?
Yeah, like, let's keep it clicking. Let's renew it for another, it should be like being on a series, We just got picked up for another 2 years, So, that's good, 2 seasons. It's doing well. We're going to keep it going. But it's like, this is going to run forever, It
feels daunting.
It feels so daunting.
Yeah.
And... yeah, I think that's part of it, is just being like real, like not overly like romanticized about what the whole kind of thing has to be. We also, Brad and I have very, we have individual friends and together friends. We have individual, like we're not codependent. Like we have individual.
That's the secret.
It's not like he's suddenly, I see him at the door and with a suitcase, and I'm like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to Paris. I'll see you in a week. Like, it's like we talk.
Right.
We know what's going on in each other's lives, but there's not, we're very happy to, come together and then also be apart.
Yeah, I think that's the secret. Because then it's just an addition. It's just an enhancement of your life.
Correct.
Correct.
It's just it's exactly the right way. It should be an enhancement of your life.
Yeah.
And because I'm fine being alone. Like if Brad and I broke up, he says this isn't true, but I'm like, if we ever broke up, I'd be like, I would never. I don't have the energy to get to know another person again. To put that, to have to tell my story again.
Oh, God.
And then to have to listen to somebody else's.
Who needs it?
And then to meet another family and people and and have to pretend I'm like, oh, and who's this cousin?
So
I don't have it. I definitely don't have it in me. I don't have enough years left to be bothered with that. I wouldn't. So it's Brad or nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you would be completely out with a 30-year-old as soon as, the next night. I was like, I don't think so, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Keep your options open.
Always.
So is your favorite location and hotel Mykonos?
Yeah, I would say my favorite hotel is, and then my other favorite hotel is the Chiltern Firehouse in London. I love it. I've been staying there since it opened about 10 years ago. And
those
it's just
crab donuts.
Yeah, they're good, right?
They're really good.
They're good. I love the people who work. I know everybody who works there. Like I like swan about like it's my own little house. I love it. It's just where it's located. It's very charming. That hotel has a soul. Like it's a great. It's just a kind of like, even though it can be a bit too sceney for me, because I'm actually not, like, I don't participate when it gets crazy at night in the bar.
Yeah.
But, I like it when it's just at the, before all of that stuff in the day, but I hang out. I talk to, the people who work there. It's like I know everybody. I love it there. I have my laundry that I go to a block away where I take my clothes to London Laundry and Dry Cleaning, and my Monocle coffee. I know everything I have is kind of oriented towards, the hotel and stuff. But I do. A hotel should always make you feel like you're very aware of where you are.
Totally.
Like when I'm there, I'm like, I know I'm in London. Like this is London.
Oh yeah.
Mykonos at the Belvedere. You open it and you open the doors to your terrace and it's all the windmills, the sunset, all the blue, shutters and the whitewashed walls are like everywhere where you look. You're there. The other hotel I love is the Fasano Hotel in Rio.
Oh.
It's fabulous, and Rio is one of my favorite cities.
I've never been there.
Oh, it's the most beautiful city. It's like tropical jungle mountains that kind of go right almost up in through the sidewalks that go right to the ocean, and the mid-century architecture is fabulous there, the food, the people, and the Fasano Hotel is right in the middle of Ipanema Beach, and if you go, and they have the most amazing pool on the roof, and it's like the best roof pool, because it's like you literally go up there and you see like all of like Two Brothers, Sugarloaf, Corcovado, like all the sites of Rio are like literally right. So you don't ever have to leave. You just sit up on the roof and you drink coconut water and you go swimming and you're like looking at like everything. So it's like that's what a hotel should be. It's like exactly like this hotel. I am in Rio. Just from me, I am here. So I love that.
Are you an activity guy or are you a pool guy?
Oh, no, I'm not an activity person.
Me either.
I'm not an activity. We're not activity people.
Oh, I want to just be horizontal.
Yeah, we're
having
like
a cocktail,
literally
having a taco.
Yeah, I'll go to I like a museum. I mean, I love a museum. Like one. Okay.
One.
Like if for a week, I'll go one. I really have to kind of and I'm in and out.
Too. I'm like, okay, did the thing.
Yeah, I can really do most of it through the gift shop because that's like it's a smaller version without the lines to see what's in there.
Totally.
And you know what the hits are. Like what are the hits here? Like let me go see the hits. But I like a museum coffee shop, which is always nice.
That's
lovely.
always
chic. I always like a museum coffee, and it also makes you feel like you've spent more time in the museum when really half the time has been in the coffee shop.
1,000%.
But that's fine with me.
Same.
Yeah.
So
but no,
cultured.
I'm not. We're not an activity. I actually like to not have it too much planned. What I'll plan is where we're going to eat.
That's the only thing that matters.
Because that's months of research beforehand and hundreds of hours. And because I want to have the experience. I want to be in the places I want to be in. I want to have the experience. So the restaurants I research the fucking shit out of, and it's like the hotels. I have backups too. We'll walk in. I'm like, we'll order a bottle. We'll have a bottle of water. Like in Europe, they always put I'm like, oh, don't open the Evian. Oh, motherfucker.
Fuck.
The bill is charged. Now I've got to extract myself and I've got a bill. But I can still do that too. I'm always like, because those are always like €7. So I always put 20 euros. 20 euros. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. My stomach's a little upset. I'm just not feeling well, and I'll leave. We'll leave after we've been. I'll be like, I can't, because I'll first think I can do it.
I'm like,
I'll be like, I can do it. I think this is okay.
Yeah.
No, the menu, and I read about it. This is going to be good. And Brad's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And then I'm like, I'm looking, and he's looking at my face. He's like, we have to go. I'm like, the water, the bread is there. I'm like, do you have a €20? He's like, yeah. I'm like, put it down. Let's go.
When you start overcompensating, like, no,
and then as we're out, I'm like calling the backup restaurant, hi.
So stressful.
Or calling the hotel, hi. This is Gary Janetti in room 516.
They're like, we
Could
fucking
you
know.
please call? Would you mind? Yeah, I'm so sorry. So do they have anything at the... Yeah, always extract
and
yourself.
it's just panic.
By the way, that's what I'm doing instead of going to museums like a crazy person.
Same.
Yeah, researching restaurants. I'll walk by during the day. Like when we're out for a walk or we're getting a coffee, I'll be like, wait a minute. Because I can learn a city very fast. I can orient. I have a good sense of direction, and I can orient myself very quickly. And my instincts, I'm like, I think we're near where the restaurant is tonight. Hold on. And then I'll look at my phone. I'm like, we are. It's just 7 blocks away. And he'll be like, 7 blocks. I'm like, let's just go. It's like, it's close enough away. It's close enough to go, but still far enough to be annoying. But I'll be like, well, we don't need to go. We can wait. And then I'll be like, let's just go. I need to see it. So then, because if I can see it, if I can go do a drive-by and see it and I'll be like, I can't wait. This is going to be great. And
then you're troubleshooting.
Correct. And then sometimes if I see it during the day and it's not right, I'm like, Thank God. I saved us. I'm like, I'm canceling this and we're going into option number 2. So I guess these are activities.
Those are fucking activities. And there's
Does
nothing.
Does it sound crazy though to you?
No, not to me at all because this is
Listeners,
exactly.
does this sound crazy?
No, this is how I am.
Yeah.
Period.
Most people will stay and they'll be like, oh, this restaurant's kind of shitty and it's empty and the food's not great and it's not the vibe. And look across the lane, the charming cobblestone European medieval lane. Look at all those people at that fun, busy restaurant. Oh, well, we'll have our dinner here. I'm like,
time is
get
money.
Up and get out. We're getting in there. Like, jam it in there. I don't care if I have to pull up a milk crate and we have to eat over an overturned coffee can.
Me either.
I'm like, we're eating here. We're here. Like, what are we here? How many nights are we here? We don't have one to waste.
No, it's also consuming and exhausting, and I feel this so hard. My husband is definitely somebody
exhausting.
That's like, oh, whatever. I'm like, every meal matters. Time is money.
Everything, yeah.
Like, everything fucking matters, okay? One dud of a meal will fuck up my whole goddamn trip. I will be thinking about it.
Completely.
We should travel together.
And I
we
think
have a
that
ball.
like whenever people travel, they're like, if I've been there, they'll always send me a text. Hey, we're in Paris. Where should we go to eat? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
I have lists in my phone.
Yeah, Venice. I'm like, this is where you want to go. Like, yeah.
I only have Paris and London down because I used to live in London, so I know the city very, very well.
Right.
But I lived in Notting Hill, so it's a little bit...
I love Notting Hill has good restaurants.
Great.
Dorian. Have you been to Dorian in Notting Hill?
No.
Dorian is fantastic. Strikers.
Is this new?
Yeah, Strikers,
Okay,
Dorian, both in
no.
Notting. The Pelican pub.
Love. I lived a block over from the Pelican.
Yeah, and then there's now
Gold's.
No, I don't know Gold's.
Oh, Gold's. It's on Portobello. It's fucking great.
Okay. Yeah,
like
I love Nottingham. When you're going to London, I'll give you some spots to go to.
Okay, I'd like an updated
around winter time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you an updated. Yeah, I'm always updating, always refreshing.
Oh, have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I love our next sponsor, Nurex. Nurex is a digital healthcare platform that makes it easy to get the expert healthcare you deserve. Nurex's licensed medical providers possess in-depth knowledge and expertise in a range of common health concerns, helping patients find the right treatment options based on their preferences and health history. What I love about Nurex is their approach is so personal, which definitely feels like something that's missing in healthcare. With Nurex, you don't have to deal with a one-size-fits-all approach anymore. Nurex is going to give you effective, tailor-made solutions. Nurex is also great at helping you take control of your reproductive health. We love that. Their medical team is here to help with a wide range of reproductive and sexual healthcare needs. Nurex offers more than 50 birth control formulas, including options for the pill, patch, or ring. They will work with you to find the best treatment option for your needs. They're convenient, they're private, they're also compassionate, okay? Nurex provides reliable reproductive and sexual healthcare that is accessible right from home, so there's no judgment or stigma attached, and you can even get your birth control delivered straight to your door in discreet packaging, so no trips to the pharmacy necessary. Take care of yourself, girlies. Thanks to Nurex for sponsoring this podcast. Taking control of your reproductive health starts here. Go to nurex.com/Bible to get started. That is NURX.com/BIBLE. Results may vary, not offered in every state. Medications prescribed only if clinically appropriate. Consultation required.
Where's your favorite restaurant in Paris?
And also, by the way, it doesn't always have to be like fancy or trendy.
Right.
It's like, it just has to be right.
Are you guys Chez Andre people?
Chez Andre. That's our favorite restaurant in Paris.
Same. The best steak frites.
Super basic. I mean, by basic, I mean a fabulous bistro. It's like or brasserie. I never know the difference. But it's like, and it's open late.
Yeah.
And they don't all have in Paris, by the way, poulet rôti, which is roast chicken, which is what I eat. Roast chicken and frite. It's like, that to me, I could just eat that every single day. And they have the best chicken. But in Paris, because it's seen as so basic, chicken, that's something you would buy in like a butcher shop. So not all of them have it. And if they don't have it, everything else is kind of like, like innards or like, fried and stuffed in something. And I'm like, I don't want that.
They do have a beautiful terrine as well.
Yeah, I don't like a terrine.
What about they've got oysters?
Literally.
The house-made pickles?
No, lentils.
Oh.
Lentils. They're like a mustard sauce. It's fantastic. And the profiteroles are great. And also, it's not like expensive.
It's not
and
expensive.
Brad doesn't drink. Brad's sober. And I like wine with dinner in Paris. And they have half bottles of Sancerre that are adorable. So there you go. It's like I can have a half little kind of a thing. Yeah, and it's like super It's always busy and it's always filled with Parisians and a mix of tourists and stuff. It's like kind of like Balthazar-y, but more authentic.
Totally.
Well, obviously, because, we're in Paris. But yes, I love that restaurant in Paris.
I love that.
We always go. It's like we'll never, if I were in Paris, we're there for just one night, that's where we would go.
I always say the same thing. I started going there years ago because I stayed at the George Cinq, and they sent me there.
Literally, yeah, we were staying there too. And when Brad and I went to Paris for the first time, that was where we had our first dinner. And then so we just kind of go, we always go there.
Do you think we're going to ruin Chez Andre now that we've said it?
Nah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's good for business.
I know. Yeah.
I have a theory that I would like to run by you.
Yes.
It came to me in the midnight hour last night, and I think it's low-key genius.
Okay.
You know how, as a non-high school graduate, you know how they say in The Wizard of Oz that all the characters in The Wizard of Oz represent like the human brain, like all facets of the human makeup?
No, I didn't know they say that.
I don't know if they do say that. I might have made that up.
This? Okay.
Can someone Google that back there?
All of the characters represent facets of the brain, or only one of them wanted the brain.
Hold on, let me workshop this.
Wasn't that the Scarecrow?
I feel like there is some case study, some psychological study that says the Wizard of Oz metaphorically represents all the aspects of humans. Okay. Like, the lion wants to be brave. The Dorothy's looking for her home. Okay. Yeah. Who's the other one? What's the Tin Man want?
The Tin Man wants a heart.
The Tin Man wants a heart. And then what's the other one? The lion?
The lion wants courage. And the Scarecrow wants a brain.
There's some case study somewhere in the deep, deep web that I read once, probably 15 years ago. I have a theory that coordinates with Will and Grace. That Will, Grace, Karen, and Jack, similar to the Wizard of Oz, represent a full human.
Okay. Yeah, I never heard that.
Bit of a leap. Bit of a leap.
Interesting take.
Don't you think, like, Jack represents kind of a regressive, naive, childlike wonder, okay? Karen, she's, not bitter, but she's more cynical. Grace is, what would we say Grace was?
So long ago.
I mean, it's funny because this is my theory, and now I'm putting you on the spot.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, it's a charming theory.
It's cute, right?
Yeah, it's
I thought that was really going to slap for you, but it's
not.
Just...
What's the next? What do you got next? What's next? There's a sheet here.
There is
listeners,
a sheet.
There's a sheet.
I've run through all of this.
We have? Oh,
Beyond.
God.
My favorite, I know this is like so annoying, but I'm just dorking out on you. My favorite bit from Will and Grace is when Karen Walker goes to the fucking bar. Smitty.
Smitty.
The best of all time.
I know. He always has some horror story and she starts laughing.
Oh, it's for anyone who hasn't seen it.
I like those bits too. Those were always fun to write, the Smitty bits.
The Smitty bits. And I wonder, like, has Gen Z ruined Will and Grace yet? Because they ruin everything and they take things that are funny and then they make them problematic, which is really fucking annoying. What did they say? They say political allegory for 1890s USA. That's what the Wizard of Oz. Okay, a little off base for me, but didn't graduate high school. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
But you brought up an allegory, so that's good.
I couldn't spell it. Don't know what that means, but here we go. The Smitty bits are like my favorite thing. Anyone who hasn't watched Will and Grace. So basically, Karen will go to her, like a luxurious bar, her local
and it's always,
hole.
it's actually the same, it's different bars, but for some inexplicable reason, it's the same actor. I forgot his name, but he was wonderful. He's so dry and deadpan, this older gentleman. Who I believe has passed away since, but Smitty is her bartender.
It's like her pseudo therapist, whatever, and she'll come. She needs to take a load off. She's had a day. She'll be complaining about something very trivial, and she'll be like, Smitty, tell me a story. And he'll be like, well, I'm afraid I'm not really in the mood today. My wife died of breast cancer yesterday, and I'm just barely skating by. Yeah. And then she just starts hysterically laughing. She's like, you always know how to cheer me up.
Smitty. Oh, my God.
So
it was
up.
always fun. Those were really fun to write.
Oh,
it was really fun.
So
and
good.
Megan is such a wonderful actress. You can get away. Karen says such horrible things, but she has a vulnerability, and there's just an innate likability, and there's a humanness
it's so
to her.
funny.
Yeah, and it's like she can get away with it. And I think in somebody else's hands, it might seem hateful, but it never seems hateful.
No.
On her. It always seems like mischievous kind of thing, but never hateful and hilarious. She's so funny, as are they all. But yeah, but she's the one that
magical.
Really, some of what she gets away with is I think due to Megan's kind of brilliance.
Oh my, and amazing writing, because it's just, on paper, can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's
so
always fun.
Good.
Well, it's fun to write, it's always fun to write people behaving horribly.
The
people
most
behaving.
Fun.
And all four of them always behaved horribly.
Yeah.
I remember once it was just something about Will and Grace were looking at apartments. They were going to move and they're about to go into this apartment and a little kid comes out of the door across the hall from them and says to Grace, he's like, "Hello, are you going to be my new neighbor?" And she's like, "Hi, sweetheart." She's like, "Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
They just turned around and leave. She couldn't say, it was fun. The kids bothered them. Everything that kind of we would joke about and do, you could just put in the hands of these actors that were so great because all four of them are so likable.
Totally.
And so funny and so skilled at doing that stuff. And nobody ever complained about saying anything horrible because we gave them horrible kind of, but they're human kind of things. We all kind of
too,
think, horrible stuff. And they were selfish and behaved selfishly.
Yeah.
And but it was, it's always liberating when you get to kind of, write that kind of a thing. Yeah.
Totally.
People behaving well is not
boring.
Is not so fun to write, but people behaving awfully, even if they're trying to be a better person, but they can't. They're because they're kind of their own worst enemy or anything. But flaws are funny. That's why I think sometimes when people have problems with certain behavior of certain characters or whatever, I'm like, but it's not interesting if the person is perfect, or just, but because everybody's flawed. You want to write about people who are fucked up.
Obviously, because we're all a little bit fucked up.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Please tell everyone where they can buy your book because, genius.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We spent a lot of time talking about that. Thanks, Jackie. I came here so they'd buy the fucking book.
I'm like, and
now, Will and Grace can't do anything for me now. It was 20 years ago.
You don't get residuals? No streaming money?
I got no streaming money. I'm sure I got paid out already years ago for that.
All right.
They can buy, you can go to my Instagram and go to the link in my bio, or you can just, walk in a fucking bookstore.
Go to a fucking bookstore.
I love independent bookstores. I don't mind if you get it from a library. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, that's fine too. But July 9th it came out, and, I talk a lot about, travel kind of stuff. And
I love it. I started reading it last night. I was dying. Love it.
Took an hour in, and I got a compliment from my book. Thank you. Jesus.
I told you that I was obsessed with you in the first 30
seconds. You said very
seconds,
nice things.
And
You've
I
actually
never say
been
that.
so nice, by the way, because I literally will go in and because I'm loose because I'm so caffeinated.
Love that.
But I'll go in and I'm like, is this person going to know who I am or not? The worst is it's they don't know me. I don't know them. Here we go.
And you're just free falling.
What's this going to be? Please don't make me explain who I am. Don't torture me.
There's nothing worse than delivering your own bio.
Yeah, nothing. I'm like, let's just talk. Just pick something and we'll talk about it. And we'll just go with it and we'll be fine. But you have been a complete delight. And this was literally one of my favorite podcasts. I was dreading this all week. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so glad.
No, this was the most fun I've had.
What's the worst one you've ever done?
I actually have done so many that I couldn't think, right away exactly.
You should be more exclusive with your bookings.
But
you should.
I know. I just say yes.
Run it by me first.
Okay, I'll run it by you. Okay.
I'll give you some fucking
Would
names.
you? Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
God.
All right. Well, I'll show you where I'm going after this. Once we stop recording,
you won't have as much fun.
Yeah, I don't think I will. This was super fun. Thank you for having me, Jackie.
Thank you,
I might
Gary.
actually listen to this one. Well, probably not. But maybe one of the... I won't listen to it ever.
No, that's fine.
I'm not listening.
You don't need to. You got the real thing. You got the real thing. Thank you, everybody. Go buy Gary's book immediately.